The old abandoned road just before Route 9 was flat, endlessly dark, and utterly vacant. Cutting through the deep woods of Michigan, the road after 2 a.m. felt as freezing and hollow as a bottomless abyss. The engine drone of the four-wheel drive sedan was the only thing tearing through the heavy silence of the night, leaving a trail of exhaust in its wake. "Man, that was a total letdown," B said with a loose smirk, leaning deep back into the passenger seat with a beer can in hand. The alcohol had completely taken over, and his face looked unsettlingly sunken under the green glow of the dashboard. "That old tunnel was supposed to be haunted, but it's just a useless old hole covered in graffiti. Right, eh?" A gripping the steering wheel offered only a curt, "Yeah." As the only sober one in the group, he was the designated driver tonight. He wanted nothing more than to drop everyone off at their houses or dorms and escape the suffocating weight of this night. The car was supposed to be warm, but the air felt damp and strangely cramped. From the back seat, the loud, careless laughter of his friends echoed without pause. No way, C was definitely the one freaking out. The second the wind blew inside, you screamed like crazy. E, the group's class clown, raised his voice. "Stop it. It really felt wrong in there." C shot back, her voice sounding a little frightened but still amused. "Come on, we made it out in one piece, so who cares?" D, sitting in the middle, mumbled in a heavily drunken, sleepy voice as his body swayed. It was the same idle chatter, the same old friends. It was a familiar scene where nothing should have been different. Yet, a bizarre sense of wrongness had been slowly crawling up A's chest for a while now. Remaining silent, he shifted his eyes to the rearview mirror. The back seat of the sedan was only supposed to fit 3 people before becoming completely packed. 2 college-aged guys with average American builds and the petite C. That alone should have forced D in the middle to slouch his shoulders just to fit. But the view reflected in the dark mirror was decisively, fundamentally wrong. There were heads lined up. C on the right, D in the middle, E on the left. That much was fine. But in the shadows between them, another head had slipped in, perfectly natural. Pressing their shoulders together and squeezing their bodies tight, the 4 of them were swaying their heads in amusement. 4. A's heart gave a sickening, heavy thud. B was in the passenger seat. He was in the driver's seat. In the back there were C, D, and E. That made 5. From start to finish, only 5 people were supposed to be on this drive. A narrowed his eyes. Just then, the car passed under a rusted streetlight, and a brief flash of orange light illuminated the interior. In the mirror, he saw the faces. Face. It made no sense. Every single face looked familiar. That 4th person was definitely someone he knew. Was it a high school classmate? Or maybe a guy who always sat next to him in his college lectures? His brain's memory circuits were frantically trying to process the extra person as a legitimate friend, triggering a violent wave of psychological rejection. Whenever he tried to force a name to the face, a fog rolled in, making his head ache. Yet in the back seat, the 4 of them were continuing the back and forth of their conversation completely naturally. "Hey, by the way, did you guys see that weird writing on the tunnel wall?" A raspy voice he had never heard before, yet somehow found vaguely familiar, echoed from the middle of the back seat. "Oh yeah, I saw it. It was some curse or whatever, right?" He replied. No one found the owner of the voice suspicious. Even B in the passenger seat turned around and laughed. That was probably just some bored teens. Cold sweat poured down A's back in sheets. His hands on the steering wheel trembled slightly. He ripped his eyes away from the rearview mirror and forced his gaze entirely on the pitch-black road ahead. "Don't notice it." He had a feeling that the moment he spoke up and pointed out that there was an extra person, whatever would happen inside this tight, locked space would destroy his sanity completely. Right then, B's smartphone on the dashboard buzzed, its screen lighting up the dark. B had just posted the group photo they took in front of the tunnel to their group chat. A notification popped up. B sent a photo. Group members, 5. The thumbnail on the screen clearly showed the figures of A, B, C, D, and E, 5 people laughing with their arms around each other's shoulders in front of the creepy tunnel entrance. Their unmistakable 5 forms stood out under the camera flash. But almost the exact instant the notification appeared, the same raspy voice rang out cheerfully from the back seat. "Oh, did the photo send? That's hilarious, I totally blinked. My eyes are completely shut." "Dude, you're right. Your timing is always the worst." He burst out laughing. C giggled, her shoulders shaking. A man who shouldn't exist in the photo was embarrassing himself over his blunder in it, and everyone around him was accepting it as if it were ordinary. It was madness. I felt a wave of nausea, as if the fabric of reality was warping around him. The car finally broke through the single-lane woods and was about to merge onto a familiar highway. He had to get everyone out of this car, fast. I slammed his foot harder onto the gas pedal. Tap tap. Suddenly, A felt a light tapping sensation against his back. He thought his heart was going to stop. It came from the backrest of his seat, right behind him. Given the layout of the back seat, it should have been physically impossible for C.E., or even the sleeping D to press their bodies so tightly against the driver's seat. Yet, through the fabric of the seat, he could feel the clammy, heavy weight of a freezing human body pressed flush against his back. "Hey A," the raspy voice whispered right in his ear. A breath as cold as a moldy basement brushed against his neck. "You've been awfully quiet. Something wrong? Don't tell me you've been counting heads this whole time." A gritted his teeth, gripping the steering wheel so hard his knuckles turned white. "Don't look at the rearview mirror. Whatever you do, do not look back." He reached up and subtly tilted the mirror away, fixing his eyes forward so that the back seat was completely out of view. "Whoa A, you're speeding too much," B shouted from the passenger seat, panicking. But to A, even B's voice sounded miles away. From behind him, the laughter of 5 distinct voices and the sickening sound of flesh rubbing against flesh in the cramped seat continued to echo through the car without end.